Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Inquisition. The year is 2025 and the defenders of the faith are going to try to stop Behemoth to play in Milan, to secure themselves a place in heaven where God will reward them with dry bread and wine. Dude, I will never thought that I was going to do a video like this in 2025. Not because the world isn't full of special people, but I don't know, we are building intelligent robots, we are going to Mars, we can literally take a piece and make it drinkable. So, I thought we were over some stuff. But apparently not so. Here I am, in 2025. Talking of Behemoth, risking to have one of their shows cancelled because of people that apparently doesn't have anything better to do. But Boris, what's going on? Tell us, what's going on? Well, apparently Citizen Go, a website of active citizens that use online petition to defend and promote stuff like life, family and freedom, decided that the Behemoth concert in Milan has to be cancelled because it's bad for young teenagers that risk to get their heart corrupted. Yeah, I didn't wrote that. It's what is written of that website. And we are gonna read that together just in a minute. I like that in the 3 things they put the word freedom, which is okay as long it's benefit their cause. But for any other form of freedom that goes against their cause, for example, like the freedom of women to decide what to do with their body, when it comes to this stuff, you can dream about it. So before we start to read about these people and their apocalyptic posts, I just wanted to say a couple things about Nergal. Recently I've seen many people shitting on him because of the first single of the album called The Shit of God, and for this t-shirt right here. Now, regarding the first single, okay, I get it. People were used to more philosophical titles for the songs in Behemoth, so I can get that many got confused about the title and found it a little bit edgy, but honestly it's not less corny or edgy than many other bands that we are listening every day. And reading the lyrics of that song, I didn't find it really too much different from other songs that Behemoth wrote in the past. And second, we have the t-shirt. When you have people that nothing has to do with your music and they start to bombard your Instagram page with the same brainless comments, Christ is king. How many metalheads you have seen go on Christian pages posting God's clips?
Satan.
Not many, but hey, that will actually be so fucking funny. Anyways, that t-shirt for me was a clear response to those people. They were pissed, they continued to write Christ is king, the algorithm makes his magic, boom, free promotion. I get that a lot of people feels that going against Christianity has been overly done, and I agree on that. For example, you will not find any anti-Christian lyrics in TRYGLAV, my band, but that's not because I'm not anti-religious, but because, like I said, I think it's overly done and I don't have anything else to add, and I think it's not even a big deal anymore for a lot of us, unless you live in Poland. Because when you risk to go in prison for a t-shirt, when you risk to go in prison because you said something about God in your music, when you risk that many times, of course your hate towards religion is still really, really strong. So I totally understand why religion still piss him off and is still following that path. So regarding Citizen Go and their post, let's go and read it, shall we? Stop the satanic concert on April 9th in Milan now! I would like to point out that these people take times to go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to generate a picture of Behemoth and some impressed, scared teenager. I would like to know the prompt of this picture, like, hey ChatGPT, can you make the band Behemoth with some inverted cross on them, and please put the devil in the back. On the other side, put some scared teenagers and the Duomo of Milan.
It's so fucking cringe!
Where is the last time you've seen Nergal with that much hair? Come on. Anyways, we can see that they have already 33,621 people that signed this, which is not a small number. Even if in Italy 60 million people live, but it's not a small number. But I can guarantee you that of those 33,600, 33,000 are from the age of 55 to 85 probably, if they know how to use a computer. So let's continue to read. Can you believe what's about to happen in Milan? On April 9, the famous Alcatraz venue will host a disturbing event. The Polish band BEHEMOTH will perform in concert, known for mocking Jesus and all of Christianity, glorifying Satan and performing anti-Christian rituals on stage. Their goal? To provoke, desecrate, and corrupt the heart of the young. Dude, I've seen BEHEMOTH playing in 2007 in Florence, Italy. So I think you are like 20 more years later, with this petition. This part is really funny. To provoke, desecrate, and corrupt the hearts of the young. You know which one is the music that the most of teenagers in Italy listen? Is the trap music. It's Italian trap music, which is even worse than the American trap music. It's all about, maybe it's the same, gang, if this bitch, blah blah, money, money, money. And teenagers get so influenced by these artists that they're literally taking for serious what these individuals are saying in their song. A little bit like people used to do in the 90s, with black metal. And that thing actually became a real problem in Italy because teenagers get inspired by those lyrics and they're not taking it as an artistic thing. So you have seen a rising in the criminality, you've seen a rise in stabbing, you've seen a rising in stealing, and so on. You can hear stories about these baby gangs every single day. But how many stories of young metalheads doing bad things? Zero. This is not about music, this is about our identity, who we are as people and what we choose to tolerate in our cities. Dude, I want to remind you that Europe is a secular state right now. So, state and church are separated, And if you want to talk about identity, why you start from Christianity? I mean, you can go a little bit back in time, like in the ancient Roman times, that was also your identity. Italy is the heart of Christianity, land of saints, beauty, faith, and light. But this demonic band openly promotes Satanism. Dude, if I just know that it was a joke, will be even a funny joke, but it's real. It's real. And then again, why this open embrace of darkness and blasphemy precisely against our youth? Like what they think, like that just 15 years old people are going to see black metal concert, and why they are talking just BEHEMOTH? There's also Rotting Christ in that lineup. There's also Satyricon. And I love when these groups doesn't know shit about the bands, the genre, they're just see, inverted cross, Satanism, Satanism. They don't understand that 99% of black metal bands use Satanism as a metaphor for freedom. It's not about a guy with horns burning in flames, Revelations. Be careful, silence at this moment will be complicity. We must not stand by and watch. We can still stop them. I will really support them if they have the same emphasis with, stopping war. We are at the door of the Third World War, Yes, but no, let's stop the fucking BEHEMOTH concert. Their performance as a real attack on the earth of the Christian faith. They commit sacrilegious acts such as tearing up and desecrating the Holy Scriptures, ridiculing what for millions of believers is the Word of God. They use inverted crosses and deliberately shocking images full of hatred towards the sacred. They even go so far as to insult the holiest figures of Christianity, the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ, depicted in a deliberately offensive, distorted, and disturbing way. They are not just shows, they are public insults to faith, disguised as art and freedom of expression. Dude, I have something to say, it might shock you, but it's not public. You have to pay a ticket to go there, So nobody is throwing it at you in your face. You have to pay and see it. And if you are going to pay and see it, means that you are okay with what you are going to see. So it doesn't affect you, you little moron. I mean, BEHEMOTH can play in a closed space where people know what they are going to see, but you can go in a city with your damn Bible, with a microphone on your face, and then start to bother people with your bullshit for 2-3 hours. Come on, dude, have some respect for yourself. As Father Francesco Bamonte, Vice President of the International Association of Exorcists, Oh boy, you're telling me that there still exists an association of exorcists? Have you ever seen one of those videos? I think that a person that believes in God but has some brain, when he sees those videos, he die laughing and think that they're stupid. It's clearly fucking fake. You can fucking see it. I don't know if you've seen in the past, they did it in America with Necrobutcher, you know, an exorcism with Necrobutcher. And of course he didn't act like the other morons that supposedly were possessed, you know, because they weren't fucking possessed. Anyways, Father Francesco says every great Behemoth concert is a parody of the holy mess. The aim is to make the young generations, again, they have some, I know that you priests like young teenagers, but dude, you don't have to always put them in your mouth. Young generations open to the influence of Satan, so that he can take over their lives more and more. Dude, again, you don't have problems with metalheads out there. You have problems with baby gans inspired by trap musicians. So you should focus more on something else, a problem that exists, instead of a problem that you're trying to create. Yes, you read that right. They want the souls of our children. It is a planned war against our children, our faith and our culture. And time is running out. The concert is scheduled for April 9th, in less than a week. They're making it sound that out there's an army of black metal teenagers. I really wish it was like this and we had black metal concert with 20,000 new souls, but it's not that the case. And dude, you can believe in what you want. I had discussions with people that listen to my band, TRYGLAV, that have seen some of my anti-religious stories on Instagram, and they're fine with it. And I'm fine with them. As long as they don't bother me of what I post, and I don't bother them of what they believe or post, we are friends. Just mind your fucking business. But these people here, these people are not normal people. It's clear from how they write. It's actually scary that these people grow up in a modern society and they still write this kind of stuff. Dude, these people can vote. Have we really reached the point where for entertainment and commercial gain we can mock Jesus in this way? Not here, not now, not in Milan or anywhere else in Italy. You are a little bit in delay, bro. Around 40 years. And yes, a petition can really change things. Lorenzo Citterio, which is the owner, I think, of the place, Alcatraz, is not just making a business decision by hosting them on his stage. He is at a moral crossroads. He must listen to the voices of thousands of Italians who ask him for decency, dignity and respect for the faith. That sounds so Afghanistan. If he allows this event to happen, it will be an indelible stain on his premises. Alcatraz will become a disturbing symbol of shameful blasphemy and promotion of Satanism. Dude, in that club, Cannibal Corpse played, Slipknot played, Meshuggah played, every single metal band played, and I remember that Corey Taylor used to throw a big codillo every time they play there. So that place was already baptized. But here's the good news. If we can stop it, we'll send a strong message. You never stop anybody, dude. You just look so stupid. That faith still matters in Italy, that young people deserve better, that Christians are ready to defend what is sacred. No, dude, young generations doesn't give a shit. The only ones who give a shit, it's you old fuck that doesn't know what to do with your free time. We will set a clear precedent. Satanic events are not welcome and will not be tolerated on Italian soil. They have been, as I said, man, 40 plus years, so get a life. But if we do not react, events like this could become the norm. Which they already are, moron! Spreading contempt, provocations and harm to the most vulnerable souls. Again, if a 15-year-old goes to see Behemoth, probably he has his parents with him. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Dude, I don't remember. I think I've seen something like this, another news in the past when D-Side played in South Italy. I know a lot of this stuff because I lived in Italy, and there was this moron with Christ, blah 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 blah, and police were there. And the funny thing is that one of the police guy was also metalhead, so yeah, he could enjoy the show for free, and the show just went really normal. They're just wasting their time. Just the concept, that there's this supposedly God entity that created the worlds, create humans, create everything we see around, but he needs people like Taze to take care of this stuff. He creates everything, but he can't deal alone with Behemoth. He needs them. Funny thing is that a few days later, something happens. A politician in Italy also wrote a letter to the mayor of Milan asking him to stop this concert. We have a picture here of our beautiful hero, and let me see what our hero used to post on his Facebook. Look at that! Who would ever say it? You know what's funny for me? That look how much things he wrote. This is fucking wild. When he found time to write all this thing, and he didn't even got a like. 0 like, 0 comments. You know what? We are gonna put a like. There you are, my man. We are at the end of this video. Let me know what you think about it. Have a nice evening, guys, and I will see you all next video. Cheers!
Satan.